All right, hello everybody. I want to show you what's new with this release and what's new with picture-in-picture and AV player, or in other words, the Apple native player. So let's start from here. Let's go to play a TV show. And let's say this is an episode. This is a free video, free copyright video, so I can show you to you. I can use it as an example. You can see there's this due PIP button here. If I tap it, now I'm here the content PIP, and I can navigate wherever I want. Now let's suppose that I go back in my list of episode and I reopen the episode from here. The system automatically understand that you had this content pipped and it unpipped the content. I can still pip and then tap the button on my remote and unpip from here. But there's also a very cool thing, which is, first of all, that when I navigate, the peep move with me. So if it's like a overlapping one of my cell, it moves automatically somewhere else. And now let's say that I want to play another episode or another content, like you could play another movie or a TV, like a live streaming wherever. Then I press the button to peep to automatically the two streams swap. You can see here the icon to swap. Boom. All right. Then I can go back and I can go to live. And here we have some example stream to show. Oh yeah, here we have a cool thing where if you are actually playing something in your picture-in-picture frame, by default we disable the preview, and that is because otherwise your stream could freeze if your server doesn't support multiple simultaneous connections. But you can change this setting from the settings tab. So so let's try to open one of this. Yeah, in this case, I don't have problem of multiple connection. Those are all example streams. Even here, I can swap with the live video and still have all the context of the VOD here playing, and vice versa. Here you have all the context of the live, and I can also change live dynamically. It's always the same stream here, just to show as an example. So this is pretty much the PEEP functionality. Now let's say that I want to close this, and then I go back, and for example, let's try again playing this content. With this, now we have refresh rate. So don't freak out if you don't see all your subtitle or external subtitle or several audio options like for VLC, because the native player doesn't support all formats for audio and all formats for subtitle, and doesn't support external subtitle at this time. But you can, like in this case here, you can see that I'm playing, because I'm recording, I'm playing on my MacBook Pro. And this means that even on your iPhone, actually, you can AirPlay on your Apple devices or devices that support AirPlay too. But the cool thing is that you have the refresh rate setting. You can choose if you want to use a system refresh rate. So use, the system means that the system decide what's the best refresh rate, or match it with the content you are playing. And this has been requested from many of you. Right? This should increase the quality of what you're watching. So try that out. And let me show you all the new settings that we have now. So there are a bunch of new settings. First of all, you have the new, the player section all changed. So now you have players explain it. Here you can see all the differences between VLC and native player. You can choose which player you want for the VOD players and for the live players. So for the VOD, for example, you can choose if you want to use VLC or you want to use the auto selection. The auto selection means that IPTVX is going to check if your content can be played by the native player. And if it is, it's going to use the native player. Otherwise, it uses the VLC player. Now, this is up to you based on the functionality you want to use. You decide if you want to always use VLC or you want to use the auto selection. But keep in mind that the auto selection take a few seconds more to select your content. Like for example, if your movie start playing in 5 seconds, usually this might require 8 seconds or 9 seconds because it needs to understand if that can be played with the native player first. This is all explained here. Now let's say that we want to use VLC. And same for the live players type. And one important thing is, I'll show you in a second. Oh, this is not an extreme playlist. So basically, what will happen is if you choose to use the auto player here for the live content, when you select auto player, auto select player, if you are in an extreme playlist, IPTVX automatically will check which format your live content support. Usually, your content is offered in several formats like TS, files, or M3U8. The native player plays really well the M3U8. And so when you select auto here, automatically IPTVX check if your content can be played in M3U8 and propose you to change the settings to M3U8. At this time, the setting is not here, but the setting otherwise will appear exactly here. There will be a setting like choose your output format for live. And IPTVX, like it's gonna change that automatically. It asks you if you want to change it automatically. You can always change that back to what you want, you prefer, like TS, for example. So there's our new settings, and then as I say, there will be this new setting that will appear here, and there is also the setting that I told you before to decide if you want to show or not show the preview while picture-in-picture is active to prevent to freeze your stream in case your server doesn't support multiple connections. So I believe I didn't put any other new settings here. So that should be okay. But now that I put VLC, I can try to open a movie. Right, this one, for example, is another test stream. And this is actually pretty short, so let's put it from here. And check the option. So if we check the option, you can see that now you have the audio delay. So you can now choose a delay like you do for the subtitle, and that will be used for to play your audio with a delay. One thing I actually missed to mention is that in your settings now you have another option which is called Match FPS. I don't remember where I put this. Let me check. It should be somewhere here. Okay, this is pretty weird. I will double check this, but that should be here. You will find it here. I promise you that you will find here and an option to choose if you want to. Oh, here we go. Sorry, I'm just blind. So here, this option here, native player, this is a new section called only native player because this is the set. These are the setting that you can choose for only for the native player, and then here there are the setting that you can choose for third-party player. Here you can choose the refresh rate. So it's true that you can choose inside the content, but you can also set a default value here. So if you say content, it will be always content. Now, all of these things you see for the third-party player probably at some time, like some point in the future, will be available also for the native player. The goal is to bring the two players all up, both at the same level of options. But this is something that will require time and also availability from Apple for the native player and VLC for from the VLC team. So this is all I wanted to tell you. I wanted to show this on the tvOS, but it's pretty much the same for iOS. And there are also some more fixes for this release coming. So I hope that you enjoyed this release, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.